Friedman, Paul Krugman described that as an economic recipe for global economic Armageddon.
Yes.
Right? Now, which bit of that do you go along with?
Armageddon.
Thatcherism brought in economic Armageddon.
Yeah.
So what we're having now, what we're suffering with our support workers and all that, is a direct connection to Milton Friedman's Chicago School of Music, Margaret Thatcher, and today, and Paul Krugman, the present day globally most recognised economist in the world, who is a professor of economics at Princeton University, right, described it in 1980, right, before you were born, right, and when I was a man, right, as a recipe for global economic Armageddon. What bit of that do you agree with and why?
Globalism. It's basically just the same politics game. It's just basically the politics game that is always someone wants to get power. And that's what the idea is being used, you know.
You didn't address the question, the intelligent question.
No, come here. But
okay.
Listen, I was hoping I was listening to the same question. Right? I'll give you an answer to that, right? You said you were a man. How long ago was that?
It's a long time gone now.
I never knew there was... I'm talking bollocks. I thought that was...
You look funny with it,
that was meant to be a joke, man.
Alright, uncle. Right, what I'm going to say is, basically, he's a man, and I can tell you one thing, humans have imperfect senses, fall into errors and delusions.
Listen.
And delusions. So, if he's conditioned like we all are, this material body, then there'll be mistakes along it. But what is the guy trying to get out of having that power, though? That's the thing, because that's what he's there. He's got a position.
No, he's actually an artist.
Okay.
Being a mathematician,
yes,
economist.
Okay.
Right. He described what happened in my life when I was not a lot younger than you, right? As an affront to human decency, Thatcherism. Right? And what Thatcher did, she brought in what we're suffering now.
The Iron Lady.
Right? The filth that we're getting from the dole and all the rest of that happened in the very early 80s, after punk.
Oh, she made the rich richer or something like that, right? Yeah.
But this man described what happened as a recipe for global economic Armageddon. And what he said was, it will take a certain amount of economic cycles, so different than generations or something. We're going to have to. There's going to be certain countries going to blow up. Japan's going to blow. Sweden's going to blow. This country's going to go. Argentina went down drain.
Heard Spain. Heard of Spain and India's my little.
Listen, what we're playing, right, is this game of pass the parcel, and everyone's passing the parcel. But every time you pass it to me, and I pass it to him, and keep going, right?
Yeah.
You take a tenner off it. Right? Everyone goes, right, and we can stop just in our own way and go to the car showroom and buy a Porsche, and we keep passing it, right? We keep passing it, right? And all of a sudden, when the music stops, right, there's a huge bill on the table, and I look up, and you've just legged it.
Peak seasons.
I'll turn around, look for him, and
He's
I realise I'm not even in his flat. I'm in my own flat. He's gone. No one's here. Right? And the thing's gone.
Well described.
Okay, so what you're saying is basically that someone's left with the bill. Is that right?
This is the point that I was making about Paul Krugman, the person that described what Thatcher did in the 1980s as a recipe for global economic Armageddon. He didn't say it was coming tomorrow. He said this is how it's going to be. And what he described is today. And he did that in 1980.
Well, I've got one thing to say. Politicians are nice till they open their mouth. That's a saying that I heard from, a great soul.
There's no problem with that. But there's some
spiritual
great
leader. He said that.
Martin Luther King
God knows.
Nelson Mandela.
So politics, they say, is a dirty game, but at the end of the day, people have to depend on politics because the way they're living, and with the banks and everything, people want the money, people want these desires. So as long as they want desires and they want a system or something, I guess.
That's bullshit.
So they're choosing a system.
Poison. You're poisoning. You want to poison me with that shit?
maybe people poison themselves. You know.
Yeah, but listen, it's
You
poison.
do have to associate with it.
Poison, filth. Right? So I don't want it. Well, how can I don't want it.
Well, you heard what I've got to say.
Yeah, of course I do.
This is Dro's TV having a debate here.